Have you ever wondered how the first stone tools transformed the history of humanity? They were not only fundamental to survival in the Paleolithic, but also marked the beginning of our technological evolution. If you think simple tools couldn't have changed the course of history, it's time to reconsider. Through innovations like percussion and the creation of composite tools, early humans took the first steps toward a complexity that would be the basis of our modern society. Want to know how these tools have shaped our journey to date? Read on to discover how these simple inventions paved the way for a future full of achievements. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more fascinating stories about how human evolution shaped the world we live in. Stone tools were pioneers in the history of human technology, emerging as essential instruments for survival in Paleolithic. In the beginning, humans created chips harpened stone tools for cutting and scraping, a simple process that made all the difference. Over time, these tools became more sophisticated, with the emergence of axes and knives, which were used both for hunting and for processing food and fiber. Prehistoric technology was rudimentary, but essential to ensure survival. With the Mousterian industry, stone tools began to reflect a significant shift in human abilities. Stones were chosen more carefully and worked with more advanced techniques, such as percussion controlled, resulting in more effective and durable blades. This advancement not only made life easier, but also gave our ancestors the ability to face environmental challenges with greater precision. The manual dexterity of early humans was a key factor in humanity's progress. These stone tools represented more than simple objects of daily use. They were the foundations of what would become complex human evolution. The ability to modify the nature around them, whether for hunting, protection, or food, marked a great leap forward in human evolution. With each new discovery and improvement, humans began to become more adaptable, creating solutions that went beyond simple survival, laying the foundation for future advancements. The manufacture of prehistoric tools was a careful process and required great manual skill. Early humans used stones such as quartz and flint, which were broken using another piece of stone. The process of percussion, that is, striking one stone against another to chip and sharpen the surface, was the main technique. It took a lot of patience and dexterity to create a sharp, functional blade from a rough stone. As time passed, manufacturing techniques became more refined. Prehistoric artisans, they began to better understand the anatomy of stones, choosing materials that had the ideal qualities for their tools. They mastered the process of removing flakes so precisely that they could create extremely sharp blades and arrowheads, used primarily in hunting and survival. This improvement in the use of materials made a difference in the efficiency of the tools. Although making the tools required skills manual exceptional, it also reflected the growing intelligence of human beings. Each movement, each blow to the stone, represented a form of learning and adaptation. The technique of percussion wasn't just a way to shape stone, but also to understand the possibilities of the world around them. This improvement in manual skills helped shape the future of humanity, leading to a true revolution in tool use. As stone tools played a fundamental role in transforming the human diet during the Paleolithic. Initially, these tools were used for hunting, killing animals, and processing food. Over time, they also began to be used for preparing and cutting meat, vegetables, and other foods, expanding dietary options. Thus, prehistoric technology not only facilitated the hunting and survival, but also helped to diversify the diet. Furthermore, stone tools allowed humans to become more efficient in their use of natural resources. By processing plants, such as roots and seeds, using chips with sharp tools, our ancestors were able to extract more nutrients and make the most of their environment. This ability to adapt tools to different food tasks was crucial to the growth and development of early human communities, which began to organize themselves in a more structured manner. However, the impact of stone tools in food was not limited to hunting. They also played an important role in food storage and preparation, which allowed human groups to feed for longer and in larger quantities. By creating stone containers and cutting meat more efficiently, Mousterian industry helped transform diets and allowed populations to expand. In addition to their essential role in nutrition, stone tools were also crucial to the creation of shelters. No Paleolithic, humans needed protection from the elements and predators, and tools were used to cut wood and even dig to build shelters. These early structures, often made of stone and animal skins, offer security and comfort, allowing humans to settle in safer, more suitable places for survival. To make clothes, humans also resorted to toe stone tools. They were used to tear and shape animal skins, which, over time, were refined into cold-resistant clothing. Manual skills cutting and sewing hides were essential not only for survival, but also for adapting to varying climates. Creating clothing and shelter, therefore, was a vital skill that transformed human life in diverse environments. A prehistoric technology in relation to the construction of shelters and clothing reflects the human capacity to modify their surroundings to meet their basic needs. The use of composite tools, such as sharp stones fixed to wooden handles, helped in the execution of these tasks. Each step in the construction of shelters and clothing not only demonstrated the ingenuity of early humans, but also showed how tools played a central role in the process of human adaptation and evolution. Neanderthal left an impressive legacy when it comes to toe stone tools. His ability to create more refined tools was a milestone in the evolution of Mousterian industry. The levallois technique, which involved precisely shaping stones to produce blades and arrowheads, was widely used. These instruments were more efficient for hunting large animals and processing food, reflecting a practical intelligence that stood out compared to the simpler tools of earlier times. The levallois technique allowed Neanderthals to create composite tools which, in addition to being sharper, were more versatile. By using stones of various shapes and sizes, they could make everything from knives to scrapers, which made tasks like cutting meat, preparing hides, and even making shelters easier. Manual skills involved in this process required great skill and knowledge of material, something that Neanderthals mastered like few others. With the advancement of Mousterian industry, tools became more specialized and adapted to the diverse needs of Neanderthals. This technological evolution not only impacted hunting and survival, but also in the way Neanderthals interacted with their environment. Improvements in stone tools helped lay a foundation for future generations of humans, highlighting the crucial role of prehistoric technology in the development of a species. Over time, early humans began to realize that in addition to toe stone tools, materials such as bone and wood could be used to create more specialized and durable instruments. The tools of bone, such as needles, harpoons, and spearheads, were lighter and more effective for certain tasks, such as hunting aquatic animals or making clothing. The innovation in the use of these materials represented an evolution in prehistoric technology, expanding the possibilities for adaptation. Wood, in turn, began to be worked with greater skill to create handles for spears and other types of composite tools. This innovation was crucial for hunting and defense, as it allowed humans to use longer, more precise tools, such as spears with stone tips fixed to wooden handles. The combination of Nanwu with the techniques of percussion refined has become a significant advantage, making the tools more efficient and adaptable to everyday needs. These innovations in tools of bone and would not only demonstrated human intelligence in adapting materials to their reality, but also showed how the evolution of Mousterian industry gave way to an era of greater sophistication and specialization. Manual skills were constantly improved, with each generation of humans leaving their own legacy of stone tools, wood, and bone. This made early humans more than survivors, they were masters of adaptation. The invention of composite tools was a major milestone in the history of human technology. By combining stone, wood, and possibly bone, the first humans managed to create spurs and other much more effective hunting instruments. The stone points fixed to wooden handles, for example, they allowed hunters to attack with greater precision and from a distance, increasing their chances of success in hunting large animals and defending against predators. As composite tools not only improved the hunt, but also revolutionized defense strategies. With the ability to create long spears and sharp, humans gained a significant advantage against dangerous animals and even other human groups. The use of stone tools and wood to create more complex weapons also required skills manual exceptional, as well as a deep understanding of materials and how to use them for survival. This advancement in composite tools had a lasting impact on human evolution. Prehistoric technology became more diverse and adaptable, giving humans the ability to master their environment more effectively. Mastery of these tools was one of the keys to the success of early human societies, making hunting and defense safer and more efficient, as well as paving the way for even more complex innovations in the future. An agricultural revolution brought a huge transformation in the lives of human beings, and grinding tools played a fundamental role in this process. Tools such as mortars and stone mills allowed humans to grind grains and seeds, facilitating more efficient food production. This innovation enabled a more varied diet, while also generating surpluses that could be stored and used during difficult times. As grinding tools were also essential for the transition from a nomadic life to sedentary agriculture. By enabling the processing of grains and other foods, humans were able to settle in more permanent areas, creating villages and small communities. Prehistoric technology evolved, now incorporating new tools that facilitated agricultural work, making it more productive and sustainable. This transformation was not limited to agriculture, as grinding tools also contributed to the manufacture of other products, such as flour, oils, and substances used for medicine and even rituals. With the improvement of manual skills and the creation of more specialized tools, humanity was able to sustain a growing and more complex population, paving the way for the development of future civilizations. The use of stone tools and other tools not only helped humans survive, but also played a crucial role in the cognitive development of the species. The act of creating and using composite tools requires a series of complex skills, such as planning, motor coordination, and problem solving. These activities help expand brain capacity, stimulating areas responsible for memory, creativity, and logical reasoning. Furthermore, the manufacture of tools requires a high level of abstraction, as humans need to understand how a simple object could be transformed into a more complex and useful tool. This process of abstract thought is fundamental to the development of the human brain, and over time, this ability has been refined, contributing to the evolution of human intelligence. Manual skills also helped improve spatial perception, making humans better able to interact with the environment efficiently. As stone tools and its evolution helped lay a solid foundation for human cultural and social development. As humans honed their tool-making skills, they began creating artifacts that not only served a practical function, but also held symbolic value. This increased use of tools helped spur innovation, leading humans to further question and explore the world around them, accelerating the development of more complex civilizations. A prehistoric archaeology has been fundamental to understanding the evolution of stone tools and how they influence the lives of early humans. With advances in excavation and dating techniques, archaeologists have begun to discover tools at ancient sites, many of which reveal precious details about the habits and skills of early humans. These discoveries offer a window into the past, allowing us to better understand prehistoric technology and the adaptation of our ancestors. In addition to the excavations, studies on the wear and tear and marks left on the stone tools offer clues about how humans use them in everyday life. For example, microscopic analyses of stones used to grind grains can indicate the types of foods processed, while where marks on stone blades reveal hunting techniques. Each tool discovered tells a unique story about human evolution and the challenges faced by our ancestors in the struggle for survival. These archaeological discoveries also help to trace the migration movement of the first humans. By locating and dating tools, it is possible to map the paths our ancestors followed as they spread across the planet. Stone tools not only tell the story of our adaptation to the environment, but also reveal the complexity of ancient societies and the evolution of Mysterian industry. Now that you've discovered how the first stone tools were essential for our human evolution, what do you think about taking the next step? Innovations that began with a simple chip of stone continue to impact our world in ways we couldn't even imagine. How can you apply this vision of adaptation and creativity to your own life? The future of humanity began with small inventions, and the same can happen with your ideas. Subscribe to our channel, turn on notifications, and stay up to date with more stories about how innovation shapes our world. Don't miss upcoming content that can inspire you to transform your own journey.